What is up, guys? Dashing here for episode 431 of Monday Night Fusion. Welcome. Nice to see you. What up, Goat Vic? Bateman, you saucy devil. Gamer. Mark, what up, what up, what up, what up? Welcome, my fine feathered friends, to yet another edition of CMV's flagship show, fresh off of Ascendance weekend. And guess what is this Sunday? It is Final Stand, the last stop for the Superstars of Fusion before the grandest stage of them all, the show of shows, Ascendance 6, of which the dates for said event have been revealed: August 10th, 12th, and 13th, a 3-day extravaganza. So excited that we are in Ascendant season. And well, tonight's episode of Fusion, we kick off with a little bit of local talent. A big opportunity for Kyle Ross here is his name, as he makes his way to the ring. Never forget Cletus Barnacle. What up, Hellish and Gumble? What up, Maury? Kyle Ross getting himself a big-time opportunity here on Monday Night Fusion, but he's up against some stiff competition as he takes on, look at that Chrome Dome, none other than PJ Moon, ladies and gentlemen. And PJ Moon, of course, made his debut on this side of CMV last week in an 8-man tag team matchup, but his partners refused to tag him, and he never once was tagged in and made illegal. He only got one shot in at Chris Diamond. So now we are finally actually going to get to see Moon in action, what he's worked for those who have never seen him compete before. A world-renowned competitor. Gonna showcase his abilities here. Of course, he is one of the 8 men who will compete in the second annual Deadly Games tournament this Sunday at Final Stand, July the 1st. And the Deadly Games tournament, a single elimination, one night only tournament where every single matchup will have a completely random stipulation attached to it. The winner of the tournament that night will challenge Harvey Hastings in the main event for the CMV Undisputed Championship. And the reason that his partners last week, Alistair Knox, Pierre Thompson, and Jacob Ziegler, refused to tag him in, all 3 men asked after the matchup why they did that, said they feel as though PJ Moon is being handed his spot in the Deadly Games. He hasn't done anything in CMV to prove that he deserves a shot at the World Championship, and so they feel as though they were teaching him a bit of a lesson last week. Well, I think all they really did was irritate PJ Moon. Gonna take out his aggressions here on poor Kyle Ross before heading into Final Stand this Sunday. Of course, a great night of action here on the Go Home Show, guys. What a main event. We have world champion Harvey Hastings teams up with Matt Devious to take on United States champion Alistair Knox and Andrew Briggs. That's not all we've got tonight. We've also got up next our second matchup of the evening, no DQ, as it'll be a battle to find out whose yard it truly is here on Monday Night Fusion. The pretty boy Pitbull, Perry Heenan, takes on the big dog, Pierre Thompson. Also got light heavyweight champion Percy Simmons in action, and Jacob Ziegler as well. Much more. Back suplex by Moon out of the gate after starting strong with a cheeky little takedown, and not a great beginning here in this matchup for Kyle Ross, who just did PJ Moon's dick right in his face with that crossbody. Kyle Ross now grabbed by the Chrome Dome, brought up to a vertical base and an Irish whip. Kyle Ross already in big trouble at the hands of Moon. Snap German suplex, beautifully executed. You know, Moon, I think after what happened last week, wants even more than before to show the fans, the CM universe, exactly why he deserves to be in the Deadly Games tournament. Why, now that he's finally made it to CMV, he is going to be a future world champion. What a knee strike after that reversal. Kyle Ross crumbles, and now Moon to the corner. PJ Moon is setting up here. Big time Claymore. Straight to the face, and that's not enough for PJ Moon. Now in side control and just firing off with some right hands. PJ Moon dissecting Kyle Ross, and then a Phoenix Splash, beautifully executed. 1, 2, no, but just a 2 count. PJ Moon not able to finish off Mr. Ross there. I have no idea, Maury. It seems to work sometimes, though. Not all the time. Look at that dragon ski by Kyle Ross. Tries to get himself an opening, but PJ Moon quickly shuts that down. It seems like Moon is maybe having a bit of fun at the expense here of Kyle Ross. Looking to send a message. Rake of the eyes. Moon letting it be known he's not afraid to bend the rules. And then a sit-out pile driver to the corner. Moon again. Bam! With the Claymore. Brings Ross right up to his feet. Up over the shoulder. The events of last week have definitely angered PJ Moon. Got under his skin. Big time power slam. 1, 2, 3, and that's going to be enough to do it. PJ Moon showcasing his abilities and proving to everyone in the Fusion locker room and his 3 tag team partners last week that he is not to be taken lightly. He might be a rookie in CMV, but he is not a rookie of the ring. PJ Moon with a surprising power slam to finish off Kyle Ross. Yeah, PJ Moon not exactly looking like the kind of guy you'd see do a power slam, but that's how he finishes off Kyle Ross definitively. Ross got no offense in. Look at this right here. This, oh, what a hellacious power slam. PJ Moon packing a punch. Well, PJ Moon picks up some momentum ahead of Final Stand this Sunday. But wait a minute, it's Chris Diamond! It's his Twitter rival, Diamond, the former world champion, the baller, looking to get his hands on PJ Moon before their first round matchup this Sunday in the Deadly Games tournament at Final Stand. Kick to the gut, a big DDT by Diamond. Catching PJ Moon off guard. The baller, baby, with a TKO. Referee Murphy trying to call Diamond off, but Diamond's not listening. And the baller, now with the Break Your Neck Foundation, laying PJ Moon out and sending a strong message to Moon that this Sunday at Final Stand, he is going to put him down just as he did right here, right now. We need to... Topher, you saucy devil. Hello. And a tweet here, guys, soon after, PJ Moon just immediately taking his phone out of his trousers, saying, "That's for taking my spot on the Ascendance poster, bitch." So Diamond apparently a little bit salty he wasn't included on the Ascendant 6 poster when PJ Moon was. PJ Moon grabbing the ire of a lot. And there's merit to what the Superstars of Fusion are saying. You know, Diamond immediately put right into a World Championship tournament, immediately put right on the biggest show of the year's poster. And, well, Diamond is one of the many salty superstars. But a nice win for PJ Moon. Unfortunately for him, Chris Diamond had plans in store, and now Diamond has the upper hand going into their first round bout this Sunday. Fun fact, Kyle Ross is actually my my boo in real life. The BFF. Can't wait to show him that match. But up next, guys, let's get into what hopefully will be a little bit more of a competitive matchup. It is no DQ. We're going to find out just whose yard Monday Night Fusion is when the pretty boy Pitbull takes on the big dog. 2 more participants in this Sunday's Deadly Games tournament. A former Anarchy champion, Perry Heenan, has been on a mission these past few months to try and prove to General Manager Yuri Sokolov he deserves to be given more opportunities. Well, he's been granted a spot in the Deadly Games. Thing is, he has to make it through 3 other men and a fresh Harvey Hastings if he wants to walk into Ascendant 6 as world champion. Perry Heenan been on a bit of a losing streak in his mission. First losing out to Paul Devine, then Bison, and that 8-man tag last week. But Perry Heenan and Pierre Thompson actually fought 2 weeks ago, and it went to a double countout. Then last week, or 2 weeks ago, that was 3 weeks rather that they fought. It was 2 weeks ago that Perry Heenan came out during the matchup between Jacob Ziegler and Pierre Thompson and tried to distract both men, trying to get into the heads of his opponents. Of course, he's going to be going one-on-one with United States champion Alistair Knox, first round of the Deadly Games. That's going to be a hell of a matchup. 2 submission artists head-to-head. I think it's really going to be whoever gets their submission in first will advance to the semis. We're getting another Cletus situation here. Cletus showed up. Everybody fell in love with him. Now Kyle Ross, the next Cletus Barnacle. And there, of course, is the big dog, a former international and United States champion, Pierre Thompson. Been on a bit of a roll these past couple of weeks. Prime Time has his eyes on the World Championship and headlining Ascendant 6. Of course, we know the main event of Ascendant 6. It was revealed on last week's episode of Genesis. Josh Wood will challenge Chris Andrews for the Outworld Championship in a 30-minute no-DQ Iron Man match. But a tweet right here, guys, from Matt Devious says, they hate each other because of Twitter? Really? Childish. They can't even try to understand the true meaning of hatred. Matt Devious speaking about PJ Moon and Chris Diamond there, I believe, and obviously referring to the tensions between he and Andrew Briggs. And of course, that's another match made official for Ascendant 6, guys. Matt Devious and Andrew Briggs will go one-on-one. The former best friends, now bitter rivals, and they'll of course meet later on tonight in our main event in that tag team match, looking to get their hands on each other. Matt Devious a part of the Deadly Games this Sunday, while Andrew Briggs will be going one-on-one with Hayden. Chris Diamond is not world champion anymore. Harvey Hastings is, and Hastings will be defending his title against the winner of the Deadly Games tournament. Look at Pierre Thompson immediately chase Perry Heenan to the outside. The pretty boy Pitbull not wasting any time looking to get his hands dirty. Remember, it's no DQ. The Deadly Games tournament is this Sunday at Final Stand. The winner will challenge Harvey Hastings that night in the main event for the championship, which obviously gives the champion Harvey a huge advantage, whereas he'll be fresh. The winner of the Deadly Games will have gone through 3 opponents in 3 different matches. Oh, you're talking about Chris Andrews? Oh, you said Purgatory. I'm an idiot. I thought you said Final Stand. No news on if Andrews is defending his title at Purgatory. No, not yet, but right here on Fusion right now, this fight has already gotten out of hand, spilling up the ramp, and Perry Heenan having his way with Prime Time. What is up, J-Rod? Yes, this is the second matchup of the evening. You have not missed your match. That's the tertiary main event later on. Bloody Justice going one-on-one with Jacob Ziegler. MLP not here tonight. At least, I don't think he's here tonight. Of course, after returning last week, after 5 months away. But guys, Pierre in trouble right to the quad with that sledgehammer. Heenan giving no fucks. Pierre, though, pulls himself back up to a vertical base, using the ropes to do so. And now, not exactly sure what Perry's doing. As I was saying, though, last week, MLP returning, guys, after a 5-month hiatus, running in to save Billy Shaw after the United States Championship match where he challenged Aleister Knox, of course, and driving Knox away. MLP has returned, now a part of Fusion. It seems like he has his sights set on being the one to take that United States title from Knox. But, of course, Knox got to stay focused because he's a part of the Deadly Games this Sunday, and he's in the main event tonight. Big hammerlock DDT on the outside there by the Pretty Boy Pitbull in this fight for the yard. Back in the ring, no DQ it is, but pinfall submission can only happen in the ring. Ooh, ah. Looking at hashtag make it a win. It's Perry Heenan here tonight. A very underestimated talent on Monday Night Fusion and CMV as a whole. Perry Heenan out to prove everybody wrong, including general manager Yuri Sokolov. And a win right here will give him big momentum heading into the Deadly Games. Of course, Pierre Thompson will be meeting Matt Devious first round. Buckle bomb. This match has been, I was hoping, I actually said as we were waiting to get into it, that I was hoping it'd be back and forth, unlike that first matchup where PJ Moon destroyed Kyle Ross. But this has been all Perry Heenan. Thompson trying to turn it around now. Nice reverse DDT. Up next here on Monday Night Fusion, guys, JT Fury of the Brass Ring Club. Going to be going one-on-one non-title matchup with light heavyweight champion Percy Simmons. Big opportunity for JT Fury, certainly. Much more to get to tonight, as well as Perry Heenan has taken back control. Sizing up Thompson, knee to the face, and a big discus clothesline by the Pretty Boy Pitbull. Really needs this win. Does Heenan? Pierre Thompson, though, denies him. Nice counter with the fireman's carry. Took over, goes for the play of the day, but Perry Heenan obviously did his homework. Elbow to the side of the head. Thompson on the second attempt, going to get it. Play of the day. Hold off to pertinent execution, and Thompson now wasting no time with the highlight. 1, 2, only a 2 count though. Perry Heenan digs down deep to survive though. Certainly Perry Heenan has not taken a lot of damage in this matchup. He's been mostly in control. Now Thompson has the upper hand. Showing off his power with the trio of deadlift, gut wrench, suplexes. Heenan might be down, but he's not out just yet. Another roar from the former Anarchy champion. And now looks to rally a comeback clothesline. Clothesline again. Don't think he has the support of any single one of these fans. They are firmly behind the big dog. But that's not going to deter Perry Heenan. Doesn't care what the fans think. Luthez press and now just hammering away with the right hands. To prime time. It is not looking good for Pierre Thompson. And look at this now. Perry Heenan just knows every single way to dismantle an opponent. A submission expert. He's tapped out opponents with a plethora of submission holds. Let's see what he's going to try to lock in on Pierre Thompson here. Whatever he went for, countered, slaps the temples, says Thompson. Nice hip toss takedown. Pierre Thompson clutches the Superman punch, though, smacked out of the way. Perry saying, get that shit out of here. Irish whip now to the corner, though. Ooh, ah, the big dog firing up, catching his second wind. Now out of the corner, a nice rebounding German suplex. Brought up to a vertical base, clothesline now by Pierre, another clothesline. Ducks the clothesline, and a clothesline of his own. This is a clothesline matchup here. Who could do it better? Short arm shoulder block now by Perry Heenan. He has an opening. Can he capitalize and try to finish off Thompson? What is this by the Pretty Boy Pitbull? On the torture rack position into a neck breaker. Absolutely brutal looking. Pierre Thompson crashing with a thud to the canvas, and Perry Heenan does not seem to be done yet, but Pierre Thompson shaking the cobwebs quickly. Knows he's in trouble. He's got to find a way to finish off Heenan quickly. Irish whip to the corner. Watch out, referee Murphy slowly approaching. Perry Heenan in big trouble. Thompson, I believe, going for his muscle buster. But instead, Perry Heenan going to put him up high. Not a place he wants to be. Perry Heenan looking for something big to bring this matchup to an end. Thompson has got to counter. This matchup could be over. Perry Heenan. Wait a minute, buster! Onto the top turnbuckle, and then Heenan turns around as if Pierre Thompson is dust beneath his boots. Disrespect shown. And this battle for the yard that is Fusion. Another Luke that is trying to bust open Pierre Thompson with these right hands. Not done is Heenan. Looks to continue the assault, but Pierre Thompson finds a way to escape that scoop slam. Drops down behind, punch to the back of the head. Looks to close in for a belly to belly, but an elbow to the top of the head. Mixes that punch, and it's going to cost Pierre Thompson the dog collar. The dog collar by the pretty boy Pitbull is locked in, and Pierre Thompson has nowhere to go. Perry Heenan, as he had this match won, the dog collar is in tight. Pierre is forced to tap out. What a matchup, and Perry Heenan finally brings an end to his losing streak, bringing back the dog collar and forcing Pierre Thompson to submit. Vintage sound guy here in CMV. What a matchup that was. A lot of close calls, but Perry Heenan proves that Fusion is his yard. Forcing Prime Time to submit with the dog collar. Can Perry Heenan survive deadly games this Sunday is the question. Yo, what a famous, didn't see you drop in here before. What a great win for Perry Heenan. And a much needed victory for the pretty boy Pitbull. And we did get a couple of tweets during that last match. See if I can go back and grab them here. We got one from Crow, who says, Bloody Justice at Final Stand, I will beat you, and then me and Caleb will find a new partner to go for the trios titles. Bloody Justice responds saying, really? Do you think you can beat me? Ha, that's funny for an obsolete mule like you. Claps back. Does Bloody Justice there, and indeed this Sunday at 5, Crow and Bloody Justice will go one-on-one, but later tonight, of course, Bloody Justice in action when he takes on the Pride of Scotland, Jacob Ziegler. Get a quick drink of water real quick before this next matchup. Yo, what up, Dash? And what up, Brooklyn, as well? Still a lot to get to here tonight. Tag team action. Rob Cross and Prince Brent will be teaming up to take on Brandon Rain and Shanaz Andoni, not to mention that main event where world champion Harvey Hastings and Matt Devious take on United States champion Allison Knox and Andrew Brave. But right now, it is a non-title matchup as JT Fury of the BRC takes on a light heavyweight champion, Percy Simmons. And honestly, credit to Percy for even being here tonight after the war that he went through with Brandon Rain last week in that amazing 5-star Falls Count Anywhere match. Able to retain his championship, but tonight he goes up against a man who just 2 months ago was able to defeat him clean. And of course is the man to the right there, flashy in the center, leading the charge. Chris Sullivan to the left out here to back up their board. These three men last week were not just defeated, but were absolutely dominated by Damien and the Kent Bros, who became our new CMV Trios champions, with the BRC not wasting any time, as they have cashed in their rematch clause and will receive it next week. The question is, will Damien and the Kent Bros still be the Trios champions? Because this Thursday on NGW, they're defending the titles against NGW rookies Shane Ridley, Mr. Extreme, and TZ Mass. So whoever wins that match will meet the BRC next week on Fusion for the titles. The fallout, of course, of Final Stand. Well, once again, I gotta give credit where credit is due to Percy Simmons. I might not like his attitude, but he spits truth in one aspect, and that's the fact that he's brought prestige back to light heavyweight title. No doubt the greatest light heavyweight champion of this season, perhaps the greatest since Ryan Kent held the title. He's on the belt 2.5 months. The wrestling defenses under his belt, and Percy Simmons is looking to walk into Ascendant 6 as the champion. The face of change, the gold-blooded light heavyweight champion Percy Simmons has not been told yet who he will be defending his title against at Ascendant 6, but surely if JT Fury can defeat him again, then it'll be he who deserves the shot. Again, I gotta stress, if you did not see that Falls Count Anywhere match last week between Percy Simmons and Brandon Rain, you should most definitely check it out. What a match it was, and Percy Simmons here tonight, just 1 week later after going through hell to retain that title. Looking to rewrite a wrong that happened a couple of months ago. Bless for the bits there, Brooklyn. Appreciate you. For all his cockiness and ego, Percy Simmons backs it up every single week. And damn does he look good with that light heavyweight championship. Ascendant 6 awaits the deck. Can he get through JT Fury here tonight, though? What up, John? No, I still don't think Bateman uploaded him, unfortunately. You got to get on Bateman about that. And right out of the gate, JT Fury with some dirty heel tactics, raking the... Well, you know, Percy Simmons, he's been known to use those sort of shenanigans as well. So JT Fury thinks, hey, I'll do it first. You give what's given to you, you know, that old saying goes. Look at Percy Simmons, though, standing 450 splash. Absolutely amazing athleticism there. And into a pin, looking to finish off JT strong and early, but JT kicking out at 1. First person, got to be careful of the BRC ringside here, but the light heavyweight champion staying on things. Look at that snap. Dragon suplex. I just can't get over. I'm honestly fangirling a little bit over Percy Simmons. Again, I don't appreciate his attitude and the way that he's carried himself these past couple of weeks. What he did to Brandon Rain, but there's no denying what an incredible competitor he is. JT Fury just as much so, though. 1/3 of the inaugural Trios champions now, perhaps looking to go after some singles gold. Like I said, no challenger announced yet for Percy Simmons, so perhaps if Fury can pick up the win here, he'll be named as the next challenger. Look at Percy Simmons, knows his surroundings very well, rolling to the apron, using the ropes to pull himself back up to his feet. JT Fury got to be careful, because if he messes with things the wrong way, he could be disqualified here. Goes for a punch, but Percy Simmons lures him in, and a springboard knee to the side of the head. Suckered him in, did the deck, now into the pin. Oh, not even a 1 count, though. Ascendant 6. Nice duck right there. Big time clothesline, just 6 weeks away. A little bit over a month. Look how happy Chris Sullivan is ringside now that JT Fury is in control with this neck crank. Now brought up to his feet. Percy Simmons would love nothing more Quite honestly, I think he deserves to walk into the show of shows as champion. This Sunday at Final Stand is the last stop for the Superstars of Fusion before Ascendant 6. Of course, we have Purgatory, which is a Genesis exclusive pay-per-view. JT Fury psyching us all out. Looking like he was going to try to jump off that second turnbuckle. Now the forearm smash to the side of the head knocks Percy down to the outside. If this were a title match, Simmons would have had the champion's advantage. We've seen him retain that way before. Back at Homecoming 3, he defeated Brandon Rain by a count out, but this is not a title match, and JT Fury surely going to want to get this fight back into the ring. Simmons, though, with reverse DDT. You see Chris Sullivan and Flashy kind of blocking Percy Simmons for any sort of escape routes he might have in mind. Surrounding the ring at a count of 3, the light heavyweight champion. Oh, nice pop-up drop kick. Well, JT Fury might have made a mistake taking this fight to the outside. We've seen just last week what Simmons is capable of when he's ringside and in the crowd. Big-time forearm smash after repeated stomps to the chest. Count of 6, Percy Simmons. It's a legit way to win, but at the count of 7, this fight will continue inside of the squared circle. Look at that now, big time face buster. Straight off the knee goes JT Fury, and the BRC can do nothing but watch as their friend and tag team partner is on the verge of defeat. Simmons looks to get his win back from a couple of months ago. Forearm smash now, gonna hang JT Fury up to dry on that second turnbuckle. Big time slap to the back of the head. Simmons now goes to the apron. Just knows how to use his environment so well. Knee to the temple, and JT Fury seems to be out of it now in the ring, dragged by arm and leg. Hurt positioning as the light heavyweight champion goes for a lion salt textbook execution. Percy Simmons slowly but surely wearing JT Fury down. Another snap. Dragon suplex, JT landing right on his neck. You know what Percy's softening him up for is that one kick KO. Another standing 450 splash, or rather, 450 splash. Correcting myself when I'm not even wrong. Lucky rope break that time, though, for Fury. Unfortunately for him, JT still in the deep end, but clutching as Simmons looks to finish things off with the one kick KO. JT saw it coming, and now JT drop toe hold into the modified crossface. The ropes are right there. I don't really think that didn't really look like a rope break. Oh, referee Murphy calls it. JT still on the hunt, though, and now it's Simmons who takes it right back. And Simmons with the wheelbarrow bulldog, busting JT wide open. He's won off that maneuver before, and he looks to do so right here, right now. 1, 2. No, but just a 2 count. It's not going to be enough to keep down JT Fury. This matchup continues. The light heavyweight champion goes to the apron now, looking to take a risk. Question is, will it pay off this late in the bout? Shooting star press off the rope, simply amazing. JT has not been able to contend with the athleticism of Percy in this matchup. JT, though, there's no quit. With the support of his boys ringside and the crowd on their feet behind him, JT rallies another rake of the eyes now into the corner with an Irish whip. JT Fury catches a second wind, throwing everything he has left at the champ. There ain't no party. They're going to become party because they're going to become party. Don't stop. Again and again, Simmons getting rocked in the corner. JT Fury just seems to be his kryptonite. Can Fury get another win over the champion with Ascendant 6 looming? Percy on spaghetti legs. JT off the ropes. Drop kick floors the champ. The gold-blooded franchise seems to be in La La Land. Fury lets out a mighty roar, marking his territory now, giving Simmons some time, though. Simmons begins to stir. JT gonna stop him from getting to the ropes. Again, looks for that drop to hold, maybe trying to lock in the modified crossface again. But Simmons finds an opening, and now a clothesline to the outside. Simmons gets himself some breathing room, but doesn't waste too much time. Immediately to the outside. Irish whip back into the ring. Oh my God. Oh, Simmons slamming JT Fury chest first off the ring apron, guys. There is pure metal. All the hardest parts of the ring converging on that apron. And then a knee to the side of the head, followed by a second dose of Dr. Teeth. And Simmons, just like that, has regained control and no rest for the wicked. The deck lines up his shot. And again, gonna pull off that awesome wheelbarrow bulldog. Into the pin, but Chris Sullivan! I knew that the BRC were gonna help out their boy, Boston's own. Giving JT Fury another chance, but JT, man, now is donning that proverbial crimson mask. He is bleeding like a stuck pig with a super kick. This is exactly what JT needs. Fury trying to stay in it. Doesn't exactly look like $1,000,000. Looks like he's been through the ringer, and he has. But Chris Sullivan giving him a chance. Springboard moonsault. Majestic. Arc through the air. Another moonsault into the pin this time. One. Only a 1 count, though. JT Fury somehow carrying on. Big power slam into the corner, then the center of the ring. We saw PJ Moon at the top of the show went off a power slam just like that. JT Fury not going for the pin, though. Instead, rebounds, goes for a double axe handle. Simmons, though, moves out of the way. Great wherewithal by the champion. Ow, and a ripcord knee strike. The offensive JT Fury gets shut down real quick. Percy out of the second turnbuckle. Rallies for JT to get up to his feet. Beckoning. And a moonsault DDT. That is why he is the light heavyweight champion. And now right in the faces of JT Fury's best friends, the BRC ringside, taunting as he looks to seal the deal. A third Dr. Teeth. JT is out of it to the pin. 1, 2, 3. Talk about your close calls. Percy Simmons can't believe that wasn't a 3. Arguing with Emery Murphy, giving JT some time, but now has his sights set and numero 3 with the wheelbarrow bulldog. And if the BRC don't get involved this time, I believe this is going to be enough to do it. 1, 2, 3, and Percy Simmons rewrites the wrong from 2 months ago and ties things up between he and JT. As we get the replays, guys, a tweet here from world champion Harvey Hastings says, I should have known Paul would be back quickly. Oh well, gives me a reason to break his arm. Paul Devine indeed back. He returns to the ring later on tonight, but what a win by Percy Simmons, having to deal with the BRC ringside, but obviously had a game plan and executed it perfectly. 3 of those wheelbarrow bulldogs does JT in. Well, JT can still say that he defeated Percy Simmons. But now tonight, Simmons can say he's defeated JT Fury. Who's next to challenge the gold-blooded franchise, the face of change, the deck? Who's next to challenge Percy Simmons? Well, it certainly has been a rough couple of weeks for the BRC, but they can turn it around next week when they vie to become 2-time Trios champions. The question is, titles, will it still be Damien and the Kent Bros, or will it be the NGW rookies, Shane Ridley, Mr. Extreme, and TZ Mass? We find out this Thursday on But up next, guys, our fourth matchup of the inning for Fusion number 131. More light heavyweight division action as Rob Cross and Prince Brent team up to take on Brandon Rain and Shanaz and Donny Baloney, baby. First time we're seeing Shanaz in a few weeks, but all four of these men vying for momentum and to rise up the rank. The light heavyweight championship division, we know that Percy Simmons is looking for a challenger. Yuri Sokolov is scoping the landscape, seeing who's worthy to step up and fight Simmons at Ascendant 6, the show of shows for the championship. But it is certainly two interesting pairings. Of course, Rob, three-time light heavyweight champion over in WGW, the winner of the third annual Tag Team Cup here in CMV alongside his partner, Chris Diamond, and the last ever Fusion Tag Team Champions. But with Chris Diamond busy vying to become world champion once again, Rob Cross has decided to set his sights on the light heavyweight championship. He teams with Prince Brent, a man who has been very impressive since arriving a couple of months ago. A record of 5-1, took his first loss a couple of weeks ago, that triple threat #1 contenders match for the United States title, so hopes to get back on track here in this one. And they're taking on, well, former #1 contender of the light heavyweight title, the man who last week caught himself quite the beating. Props to Brandon Rain for even being here tonight. He should have gotten a good couple of weeks off after that Falls Count Anywhere match. But now Brandon Rain's got to start to climb all over again. He wasn't able to dethrone Percy Simmons. If he wants another shot, he's going to have to earn it. Of course, still to come tonight, guys, Bloody Justice. One-on-one with the Pride of Scotland, Jacob Ziegler. Our co-main event, Nicholas Hemmerling of Global Offensive takes on the returning of Paul Devine. And in the main event, tag team action, world champion Harvey Hastings and Matt Devious. Going to take on the pairing of United States champion Alistair Knox and Andrew Briggs. While Rob Cross in WGW, a renowned superstar, but here in CMV, out to prove himself worthy of being the one to step up to the plate. Look at the dollar bills dropping down from the sky. As I touched on, he was a three-time WGW light heavyweight champion. Wants to become CMV light heavyweight champion, the first man for WGW to hold that title in CMV. Of course, he's used to teaming with his best friend, Chris Diamond, so gonna be interesting to see how he fares alongside this man who loves a good party, but don't underestimate him. There's a reason he went 5-0 before taking his first loss a couple of weeks ago. Prince Brent has been very impressive since arriving on Monday Night Fusion. Well, going after the United States Championship didn't pan out so well, so now he's going to try his hand at earning a shot at the Light Heavyweight Championship. Caleb Reed here on Twitter, guys, throwing his name into the hat for a possible Light Heavyweight Championship opportunity. Those are Rob Cross bucks. Monopoly money. Prince Brent loves to have a good time. He loves to party, but he also loves kicking ass and tapping people out. Nobody yet has escaped from that modified Rings of Saturn he wields. I'm sure both Brandon Rain and Shanaz Antoni are going to be looking to avoid that. Brandon Rain, man, this season has become one of the biggest fan favorites on Monday Night Fusion. Battled his alcohol addiction, became Rising Star champion. Back at a Homecoming 3, was screwed out of the light heavyweight title when Percy Simmons retained against him via countout, but he had another shot last week, and that Falls Count Anywhere match, and he could not get it done. That certainly hurt Brandon Rain, who's trying to fight back those demons that he still has inside him. And now Brandon Rain, who is not exactly a partnership kind of guy, fit with this man, the one and only baby Johnny Gat, the Bujabi Playboy, the real number one Bubba, the 3-time tag team champion, the 2-time Anarchy champion, the 2-time light heavyweight champion, Shanaz Andoni is back after a good few weeks off. Last time we actually saw Shanaz, he defeated Rob Cross in singles competition, but he also has met Prince Brent before. Prince Brent knocking off Andoni as a part of his 5-match winning streak. Jacket messing up a little bit there. Shanaz Andoni looking to earn his way to a light heavyweight title opportunity, and Ty Andrew Breaks for most light heavyweight title reigns. Shanaz, one of the greatest of all time, loved by every single member of the CM Universe. If you don't love Shanaz Andoni, get out. Nobody wants you here. The real number one Bubba is a great team player. See if they can carry he and Rain to the win here. Before we get this matchup underway, of course, Shanaz got to get his pre-match stretches in, limbering up. Shanaz Andoni, baby, looking to get it on. As Rob Cross for him, Prince Brent starts things off against Brandon Rain. Our 4th matchup of the night going to get underway, and still a lot to get to up next. Bloody Justice goes one-on-one with the Jacob Ziegler, and Rob Cross starting things strong. Kick to the gut and a nice stalling brain buster. Rob Cross, I thought he was going to make an early tag out to Prince Brent. Instead goes up to the second turnbuckle, tries for a cannonball senton. But Brandon Rain is ready for him, bro. That was okay. Well, what's going on here? Stevie Wizard with his little tricks afoot again. A lot of rumblings in the CM Universe as of late, man. This Thursday, of course, on NGW, going to be a big show. Shane Ridley, Mr. Extreme, and TZ Mask with a huge opportunity when they challenge Damien and the Kent Bros with the trios titles. And this Friday on Genesis, certainly going to be a big show as well. Another Money in the Bank qualifier. Huge tag team event. The Road to Ascendant 6. Nice teamwork right there. Showing that they got the aptitude to work together. Drop to hold elbow drop combination. Obviously a big show going to return. Help out Zach Payne. Get that reunion. Everybody's been wanting it. Shanaz down to the apron and just going to pop. Vintage Shanaz. Had to punch the air real quick. Chris Benoit's ghost messing around once more here on a Monday Night Fusion. Shanaz kicking his ass now. Ooh! Cheeky little handspring leg drop. There's that innovative offense by the real number one Bubba, but a jawbreaker by Rob Cross and a Hurricane Rana. Rob Cross and Chris Diamond truly can amaze you with just how athletic they are. And now a tag to Prince Brent. Rematch from some weeks ago, once Prince Brent knocked off Shanaz Andoni. Certainly was a big win for Brent. Would love to do it again. Back flipping out of the suplex step. Now a roll through super kick. That connected right to the throat of Andoni. Adam Rose, former NXT champion and aka Unmatched World Champion. Never forget, package pile driver by Prince Brent. Nothing to turn your head at. That does some big damage. Now Prince Brent looks to follow through. Repeated elbow drops again and again. Light in the chest of Shanaz Andoni up to the 4th of July. No quit. And Prince Brent here looks like he's going for a nice run at 10. The last one, cheeky spin. And then flicking the sweat from his hair down in the face of Shanaz, telling Andoni to bring it on. Obviously not very impressed with what Andoni's bringing to the table here for this matchup. Prince Brent goes for a hook to the jaw, caught. Forearm smash. Shanaz with a spinning soul kick though. Catches it. Does Prince Brent. Elbow to the knee, but drops down behind. Back and forth they go, tit for tat. Vying for control in this tag team matchup here on Fusion. Number 131, tag made to Brandon Rain now. Snapmare, Brandon Rain. Rebounded off the ropes. And again, body splash, leg drop combination. Big vintage fans. Gotta say, I was not thinking that Brandon Rain and Shanaz Andoni were going to work so well together. Now Brandon Rain doing a bit of showing off with that side headlock headstand. Know that Brandon Rain loves to take risks. It pays off that time with an incredible looking Phoenix splash from the second turnbuckle. That takes some serious agility. How about that right there? Right into a show of power with the deadlift power bomb. And again, just toying with Prince Brent, trying to get into his head. This headstand side headlock. Releases the hold now. Brandon Rain back on the attack, but Prince Brent pulls him in with a short arm shoulder block. Grab with the sides of his head, and Brandon Rain is in trouble right now. You can feel it. Prince Brent tries for a kick to the gut, counters the counter with an enziguri. His boot connecting with the base of Brandon Rain's skull. Again tries for the kick to the gut. Again Brandon Rain catches it. Powerbomb that time. Makes him instantly regret it. Prince Brent tries for a hot tag. Rob Cross is ready for it, but Brent escaping the clutches of Rain only momentarily. Rain shoots back in. Fireman's carry overhead. These two seeming like they've known each other for a long time with the way they're reversing each other's maneuvers, but Brandon Rain not able to reverse this. The modified rings of Saturn locked in. Brandon Rain not looking to stick around for long, and the first man ever to escape that at the hands of Prince Brent. Brandon Rain survives, but he can't just keep surviving. Gotta find a way to turn things around. Garner enough momentum. Try and pick up the win here. Irish whip now into the corner. Prince Brent slowly, cautiously approaches. Tries to make a tag to Rob Cross for Brandon Rain. Counters now, an Irish whip puts Brent in the corner. Oh. Brandon. What the? Brandon Rain. Shanaz Andoni clearing the lane. As Brandon Rain with a superplex to the outside of the ring. And it looks like Prince Brent is seizuring. Another round of This Is Awesome chants. And Prince Brent apparently has a spine of steel. Completely no-selling, now showing off the goods. Why is he pointing at me? I've got a pretty good seat. Mounting Brandon Rain on the right hands directly to the face. Brandon Rain recuperates quickly, reverse DDT, drops him on the outside. Well, there's no doubt that Prince Brent is feeling the effects of that superplex to the outside, but perhaps working off of instinct. Headbutt! Busted open as Prince Brent. Welcome to CMV, kid. Starting to bleed out of that wound, but mocking the CM Universe, who he knows are behind Rain here. The rest hold of CMV. That's how hardcore CMV is. Superplexes to the outside of the ring ain't nothing. Rallies the comeback as Prince Brent. Energy coursing through his veins. Brandon Rain, eyes glazed over, looking like he's in La La Land. And now just standing in the corner. Perhaps thinking about going for that spear of his, but having second thoughts. Maybe that superplex did more damage than we thought. Maybe he suffered a concussion here as blood trickles down his face. Well, giving Brandon Rain a lot of time to recuperate, that's for sure. Yeah, there's definitely something wrong with Prince Brent here. And Brandon Rain just completely out of it. Well, this matchup has taken an interesting turn. Referee Murphy might have to call this match. Doesn't look like Brandon Rain is going to be able to get back up to his feet, and Prince Brent is not continuing with the attack. Just standing there. Rob Cross, Shanaz Andoni on the apron. Is Rain dead? We might have to end this matchup, guys. Referee Murphy surveying the situation. I don't think Brandon Rain's going to be able to continue. Prince Brent giving him the space, but I don't know how. It was Prince Brent who got hit with the superplex to the outside, and it's Brandon Rain who is unable to continue. I think referee Murphy's going to have to call this match, guys. Brandon Rain is completely out of it. Murphy officially throwing up the X, guys. Prince Brent and Rob Cross win this match by a referee stoppage. And we have got to get the medical crew down here ASAP. Brandon Rain looks genuinely hurt. It's unfortunate the match has to end that way, but that's what these superstars risk every time they get into the ring. So Rob Cross and Prince Brent picking up the win via referee stoppage. Murphy forced, he had no choice to throw up the X there. Brandon Rain could not continue. He was given a good amount of time, like maybe two and a half minutes there to try to get back. Coming down here to collect him. That's unfortunate for Shanaz Andoni, but I'm sure that Shanaz understands. I mean, that's what happens sometimes when you're a wrestler, when you take those kind of risks, especially Brandon Rain, who's a high flyer. I don't know exactly at what point in that matchup he got hurt, but I certainly hope that he'll be okay. But as they say, the show must go on, my friends, and into our tertiary main event. As we first get a tweet here from light heavyweight champion Percy Simmons. And he says, whilst the world title remains a hot potato, the light heavyweight championship is the gravy train. Everybody wants a ticket. Everyone wants a seat. Everyone wants a shot. So to get my 2018 charity case out of the way, next week, I will defend my belt live on Fusion. You're all welcome. So Percy Simmons issuing an open challenge next week on Fusion. There are certainly a lot of superstars clamoring for a shot at his belt. And Percy Simmons, this is interesting from him because you'd think that he'd want to keep the title and, not risk losing it with Ascendant 6 so close, just 6 weeks away. Being champion would guarantee him a spot on the card, but got to respect that of fighting champion. I did not Yo, honestly, I did not expect Percy Simmons to do something like that, but the face of change, well, I guess he's just that, a face of change. So we'll answer that challenge. We'll have to wait and see, but as you can see here, Bloody Justice has made his way to the ring. Bloody Justice set for action this Sunday at Final Stand, going one-on-one with former Trios partner Crow. Tonight he's going to collide with the pride of Scotland, Jacob Ziegler, one of the 8 men involved in the Deadly Games tournament this Sunday at Final Stand. Jacob Ziegler has been hailed by many as the greatest superstar in CMV history to never hold a world title. He's never even had a world title match this Sunday. I don't want to say all he has to do because it's going to be a hell of a task, but defeat 3 other men and he'll get his shot, his opportunity he's been waiting for years. The 2-time Anarchy champion, former Money in the Bank holder and Fusion Tag Team champion Jacob Ziegler. Been an up and down month for him thus far. Took singles losses respectively to Chris Diamond and Pierre Thompson, but last week was on the winning team in that 8-man tag team match. Looks for a final bit of momentum before this Sunday. Jacob Ziegler, definitely the fan favorite to win the Deadly Games tournament, but the other 7 men he's in there with, not to be taken lightly. And then you've got a dark card like PJ Moon in the mix. Well, the bell rings right now, and Jacob Ziegler, though he's got to have this Sunday on his mind, needs to focus because Bloody Justice, since becoming a singles competitor, has been very impressive, getting numerous shots at the United States title and putting on some great matchups. Ziegler really cannot afford this loss. Of course, up next here on Monday Night Fusion, guys, Paul Devine returns to action after over a month on the shelf, taking on Nicholas Hemmerling of Global Offensive in a stiff slap across the face. Zero respect shown by Jacob Ziegler. Becoming used to that, though. Excuse me. A little bit of a hiccup there. And still at our main event, world champion Harvey Hastings and Matt Devious making a dastardly duo, and they'll take on United States champion Alistair Knox and Andrew Briggs. Ziegler up to the top rope. Not a frequent flyer. Usually he only goes up there to do his patented moonsault, but has something else in mind, it would seem. Big chop to the top of the head of Bloody Justice, who immediately rolls to the apron. Bloody Justice, a CMV veteran, a former Fusion Tag Team champion, knows his surroundings well, but a big punch to the face knocks him down the outside, and Ziegler takes the time he has to do a cheeky bit of taunting, mocking Bloody Justice and the CMV universe, as now Ziegler on the apron thought about maybe taking a risk, but then decided against it, which is a good idea. Doesn't want to risk any sort of injury before this Sunday. Don't want to say this matchup doesn't matter. It'd certainly be a big win for Bloody Justice and much needed momentum for Ziegler, but this Sunday's events are undoubtedly more important. Irish whip now right there, though, into the steel post. Bloody Justice using the ring like a weapon. Now a front headlock has Ziegler trapped, I should say. Taking him for a cheeky bit of a walk and look to throw him back into the ring, but Ziegler breaks the hold. Count to 7, a trio of elbows to the midsection. Got to get this fight back into the ring there, Ziegler. Yeah, I was about to say, shouldn't even risk it. Oh, Ziegler breaks the count. Referee Murphy begins at 1 again. Bloody Justice has his hands wrapped around Ziegler once more. The pride of Scotland finds a way to get out of it, and now gut first goes Bloody Justice into the security wall, up over the shoulders, and this is not where Bloody Justice wants to be. Dropped face first on the ring apron. That's actually the LED, guys. That's just glass. Ziegler, ruthless aggression he has exhibited for the past 4 months or so, ever since he turned on his best friend Shane Scott and took him out. Ziegler has been on a mission to finally get to the top of the mountain. Bloody Justice turning things around quickly with that choke. Not afraid to bend the rules in his favor. Punch to the back of the head now. Ziggler bringing Bloody Justice up onto his shoulders, looking for an electric chair or something or another. But Bloody Justice with a couple of punches to the top of Ziggler's head. Drops down behind though. Sets himself free. Pump handle set up. And Ziggler go for a ride. Nearly sent out of the ring. Oh, now he's going to try to roll out of the ring, but Bloody Justice catching him just in time. And a leg drop to follow through. Simple but effective offense here by BJ, who has his own matchup to worry about this Sunday at Final Stand. Nothing but pride on the line when he goes one-on-one with Crow. But now an Irish over to the corner. What a reversal by Jacob Ziegler with that Uranagi slam. Only a 1 count. Mamma mia, though. Talk about packing a punch. And now Ziegler to the corner, tuning up the band, the Pride of Scotland, with the Claymore. Right down the sights, takes out his target. Jacob Ziegler should know better than this to waste time. Bloody Justice beginning to move around. Ziegler cockily makes sure that he stays down, but Bloody Justice using those precious few seconds, building up enough steam to carry on, tries for a pin, doesn't even get a 1 count though. Justice punch to the side of the head, attempted but thwarted with an elbow to the gut. And Ziegler with a kick to the midsection. Vintage Ziegler with the Tiger Bomb. This maneuver has screwed him over before though. Never back at Homecoming 3, Sam Valentine actually reversed the pin in order to eliminate Ziegler from the Big Fusion versus Genesis 8-man elimination tag, but only got a 2 count there. Bloody Justice, I believe, looking for that Falcon Arrow of his in the corner. Ziegler again with the Tiger Bomb. No pin attempt though that time. Instead, Ziegler working out a kink in his shoulder to the corner again. Bloody Justice face down into the canvas, and Ziegler. Whew, I was scared for a minute we were going to get another referee stoppage, but Ziegler charging Bloody Justice from behind for a Tiger suplex. Shades of Shane Scott, his former tag team partner, best friend. And Ziegler like it ain't no thing but a chicken wing. Not taking Bloody Justice very seriously in this matchup. That might be his downfall. Or it might just be a matter of fact, as Ziegler with the heel hook and into the pin. That looks like it might be a rope break. Murphy doesn't call it as such though, and Ziegler gets the 3 count. Some much needed momentum heading into the Deadly Games this Sunday at Final Stand. Well, to be quite blunt about it, that was mostly one-sided. Jacob Ziegler, as I said, is a man on a mission. He's through waiting around. He's through playing games. He wants that world championship, and he's going to take it one way or another. A definitive win over Bloody Justice here tonight, though. Wish we could get a better angle on the actual pin after the heel hook, because it kind of looked like a rope break, but referee Murphy had a pretty good view of it and didn't call it as such. So Jacob Ziegler this Sunday involved in the Deadly Games. No man goes into that and comes out the same, but might just come out as world champion. Can Jacob Ziegler finally realize the boyhood dream? Echo just in time. All right, guys, up next for Fusion number 131. It is our co-main event. Still to come, tag team action, world champion Harvey Hastings teams with Mad Devious, a dastardly duo indeed. And they take on United States champion Alistair, king of the ring, Andrew Briggs. But first is the return to action of the Asian sensation, Paul Devine. Been on the shelf for over a month thanks to an attack by Global Offensive before Homecoming 3, in which Harvey Hastings, Masao Yume, and it was Nikolai Ivanovich at the time, brutally attacked Devine backstage and become a record-setting 6-time world champion. Harvey Hastings knew exactly what he was calculating. That's the one-on-one shot at Chris Diamond and became a world champion. Now Devine is out for payback, and though it wasn't Nicholas Hemmerling who assaulted Paul Devine, Hemmerling has aligned himself with Global Offensive, and that means that he is an enemy of the Asian sensation. Speaking of enemies, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, as the old saying goes. Schmidt even having his problems with Global Offensive as well. And this Sunday at Final Stand, it's been announced Masao Yume and Nicholas Hemmerling will take on the team of Schmidt and Paul Devine. And it was earlier tonight, Schmidt in an interview said, you know, me and Devine spent most last season fighting. We've been in some wars, but we have a common enemy. And this Sunday at Final Stand, we're going to dispose of them. Then we're going to go our separate ways. Devine chiming in at the end saying, we're not friends, just momentary allies. Schmidt out here in the corner of Devine, not to cheer him on, but to ensure that Global Offensive don't try to take Devine out before this Sunday. Of course, the leader of Global Offensive in action up next in our main event. Harvey Hastings tweeting out earlier tonight that he'll break Paul Devine's arm if he has to. Hastings has definitely snapped in his time as world champion. You don't believe it, just what he did to Nikolai Ivanovich 2 weeks ago. Last week that these two men knocked off Schmidt in a handicap matchup, then afterwards attempted to attack him. Paul Devine returned and came to the rescue of his once biggest rival. But here he is, the five-time world champion, the Asian sensation, the man who puts the rising and rising sun, Japan's biggest export, baby. Paul Devine has returned, and has returned with a vengeance. Looking to dish out some time stamps and some 24 punches to Global Offensive tonight. Now, Paul Devine been absent these past few weeks and has missed his brother Quantum showing up on Fusion. And in fact, I'm sure he's got to be elated. He's got to be excited. It's been confirmed, guys. Ryan Kent will go one-on-one with Quantum at the Show of Shows, the Showcase of Immortals Ascendant 6. It's Ryan Kent who laid down the challenge 3 weeks ago. Last week, Quantum accepted. Gonna have a bit of an X-Gen reunion at Ascendance. Well, before we get this co-main event matchup started, we do have a tweet here from Masao Yume that was posted before he and Nicholas came out here. It says, my comrade doesn't even have to beat Devine tonight. His own ally might do that for us. If you want a conquest of war when you don't even know your own partner, you're just going to face failure. Strong words from the Japanese bulldozer known as Masao Yume. And he and Devine have had their fair share of one-on-one matchups in which every single time Devine has come out victorious. It was earlier this season that Masao Yume challenged Devine for the United States title and failing effort. I believe it was one of the weeks before Homecoming 3, Masao Yume. I believe it was actually the Fusion before. Ooh, nice athleticism there by Hemmerling. It was Fusion before Emergence that Masao Yume fought Paul Devine, and Devine's had his number. Will the same be said as he takes on Hemmerling right here? Nice reversal of the Hurricane Rana into a nasty looking powerbomb that shook the entire ring. Hume, Schmitty watching from ringside. Of course, all 4 of these men will be active this Sunday in that tag team matchup. The big question in everyone's mind, can Schmitty and Paul Devine put aside their past aggressions to work together against their common foe in Geo? Or is there just too much history between them? Nice gator roll by Devine, transitioned into a crossface. Not exactly looking for the submission, trying to wear down the Aussie Mighty One a little bit. Devine not showing any sort of signs of ring rust. Remember, he had multiple broken ribs after the attack by Global Offensive, so that's got to be a target, no doubt, for Nicholas here, who pulls off a nasty German suplex. Devine decides to pander to the fans in attendance here, and it costs him, only after Masao Hume distracted him, and what a Hurricane Rana that was! The former Rising Star champion goes for a stomp. Devine, though, knows the surroundings too well, rolls right back into the ring. Up over the shoulders, and Hemmerling now goes for a ride. Not a fun one. Face first off that top turnbuckle. Lucky he was tall enough. Irish whip now to the corner. Paul Devine slowly approaches, almost in a stalking manner, putting Hemmerling up high and not a place that he wants to be. Devine, a very, very smart competitor, and he is looking for something big. Superplex. And how about the power, the upper core, the body strength of the Asian sensation there to follow through on a Falcon Arrow. Simply incredible. That's why he's a 5-time world champion, not to mention a 5-time tag team champion and a former United States and Anarchy champion. Knocked out of the outside there. This would undoubtedly be the biggest win of Hemmerling's career, and there's what Hemmerling brings to the table. That did not land very well, but it might have landed even worse, because he fell right on Devine's knee. Well, Devine's clutching at his ribs right now with good reason. It's hard to think that they'd be 100% healed in just a month's time. Paul Devine probably slipped the doctor a quick hunting to get himself cleared to return. Devine's fought through worse injuries than that before, though. Much worse injuries. Look at Hume again is getting involved, and again Paul Devine is going to fall for it. Nice reversal right there by the man who puts the Rising and Rising Sun cross right. He tries for the pin. Thinking it'd be enough to do it, but only produces a 1 count. Devine right back on the attack. No wasted effort by Paul Devine. Look how he looks right at Masao Hume. Not taking his eyes off the Japanese bulldozer. May have just very well broken Hemmerling's wrist with that stomp. Devine's never exactly played by the rules. He's, well, played by his own rules, but the fans love him for it. Whatever Devine has to do, he'll scratch and crawl in order to get a win. Every single time he's in that ring, he puts forth 150%. And Hemmerling getting a nice gash opened up across his forehead with that timestamp as Hemmerling tries to get off a Hurricane Rana. Devine shuts his shit down, and now a 24th punch attempted, but the Mighty One somehow reverses, now counters a powerbomb attempt into a victory roll. Can Hemmerling steal this win? 1, no, Devine out quickly. Nicholas Hemmerling proving steadily just why he is the future of this company, and joining up with Global Offensive, working side by side with the world champion. Hemmerling has positioned himself very high on the card right from the get-go. What a sunset flip powerbomb, a haiku. Oh no, Hemmerling now slowly but surely ascends to the top rope. Gonna look for that swanton bomb with the injured ribs of Devine. He cannot afford that. Devine knows it. Whatever strength he has left uses to get up to one knee, but Hemmerling just hops down and goes right back on the attack. And look, keep your eyes on Masao Hume, guys. The Japanese bulldozer up to no good. Slides in a steel chair, which referee Murphy has not seen. You know, Schmitty's supposed to be ringside to make sure stuff like this doesn't happen. But I guess he doesn't want to risk getting ejected. Oh, standing Spanish fly Oh no, to the top rope again. Divine looks to be completely dazed and confused. And a Hammerling from the top. Swanton bomb, not the way it's exactly supposed to be executed, but maybe even worse. 1, 2, only a 2 count though. But Hammerling is doing an expert job of targeting the ribs of Divine. Even if he can't defeat him here tonight, he's gonna soften him up for this Sunday at Final Stand. Of course, when Gio take on Schmidt and Divine in tag team action, will Divine even be able to make it there? Masao Yum, that tweet earlier, trying to put a rift, a stake between the alliance between Schmidt and Divine. Nice comeback. Rallied by Nicholas Hammerling. Masao Yum continuing to watch closely. Murphy still has somehow not seen the chair in the ring, and Hammerling, we're going to turn those ribs to dust. Wiping the blood that's dripping down his face. The Aussie-born Hammerling looking worse for wear, certainly, but trying to stay afloat in this matchup. He knows that he's got Divine in big-time trouble. And Divine just not even moving as Hammerling scales to the top rope again. And Divine is prime to receive another. But no! Divine playing possum, reels Hammerling in. And Hammerling might have just cost himself this matchup. 24th punch this time. Right on the button. 1, 2, 3, and Paul Divine, baby, just like that. Secures the victory, never count out. The Asian sensation. Just when it looked like he was done for. And look at this, guys. Schmitty gets into the ring. After Global Offensive dispersed, Divine offers a handshake, solidifying this alliance. It looks like they're on the same page. Will the same still be said this Sunday? Can they work together with a hasty victory and the momentum heading into the pay-per-view? All right, now, guys, it is main event time. Fusion number 131, the go-home before this Sunday's Final Stand pay-per-view event that plays host to the second annual Deadly Games, and, of course, is the last stop for the Superstars of Fusion before Ascendant 6, which is now 6 weeks away. Of course, don't forget, we also have Purgatory in 3 weeks. That's a Genesis exclusive at pay-per-view, but right now, it is tag team action, and an interesting tag team matchup it should be, as world champion Harvey Hastings and Matt Devious align, a dastardly duo if I've ever seen one, to take on United States champion Alistair Knox and King of the Ring Andrew Briggs. This Sunday, these important matchups, pivotal. Harvey Hastings will be defending his world championship. He's got the advantage as he will be perfectly fresh, whereas who he defends against, the winner of the Deadly Games, will have gone through 3 opponents and 3, last man standing. Iron Man, Hell in a Cell, CQ. It could, any match type there is fat. That can be, you can't even imagine. We have no idea what each match will be, but you never know what will happen in CMV. Harvey Hastings certainly would be smart not to underestimate and think that he, it's going to be easy pickings and a straight walk into Ascendant 6. But it is Matt Devious and Alistair Knox who are 2 of the 8 men involved in that tournament. Could very well be the ones to step to Hastings, but tonight Harvey and Devious looking to work together, and Andrew Briggs, who was shafted from the Deadly Games. It's got to feel some type of way that Matt Devious was given the opportunity and he wasn't, but Briggs does have Quite the matchup coming his way. He'll be going one-on-one with Hayden. A rematch from earlier this season when Andrew Briggs fought Hayden for the World Championship. And there he is, the king of the cruiserweights, the king of the mountain on Monday Night Fusion, the CMV undisputed world champion, won the title back at Homecoming 3, defeating Chris Diamond to do so. Harvey Hastings proving that his size does not matter. He's the face that runs the place, and as world champion, we've seen him slowly but surely cracking under the pressure, some calling him a psycho. Many examples to back up those claims. Harvey Hastings, though, says he's willing to kill to keep that championship around his waist, to walk into Ascendant 6 and a headline the showcase of the Immortals. And I do not doubt it for a second. Harvey Hastings has had an up and down month as champion. Started relatively strong, well, thanks to Matt Devious, actually. He was able to knock off Andrew Briggs, but Briggs got the win back inside of a steel cage 2 weeks ago. And then last week, Zach Payne, via a dirty pin, actually was able to defeat Hastings. So, you know, the assassin is desperate, and, well, even when he's not desperate, he's already incredibly dangerous. So imagine when you back him into a corner. You know, he killed people for a living as a part of the German Special Forces. Do not envy any man who has to get in the ring with him, but this is a superstar who sends chills up and down the spines of many in the CMV universe. A man who, with no remorse, cracked a steel chair over the head of his best friend 2 months ago. Matt Devious says that he was sick and tired of Andrew Briggs holding him back and keeping him from the main event where he belongs. And at Ascendant 6, former best friends will collide. Devious versus Briggs, one-on-one. The question is, though, will Devious be world champion? Will that be a world championship match? Because Devious involved in Deadly Games this Sunday. He can win that. He can defeat Harvey Hastings. He will be the champion. Cold, calculated, the hero killer says he's not just going to defeat Andrew Briggs at Ascendance. He's not just going to beat him. He's going to destroy him. The former Money in the Bank holder and light heavyweight champion, it was at last year's Ascendance that he won the Money in the Bank ladder match. We all, of course, knew the story, what transpired afterwards, the tragic downfall, if you will, of Devious. Matt said he will be 2-0 at Ascendant 6. And after getting rid of Briggs once and for all, will start his ascension, if you will, back to the top. Every single time this man enters an arena, a chill blankets over the crowd. the CMV United States Champion, the ominous Alistair Knox. Last week, Alistair Knox set a record as the longest reigning United States Champion of all time, and with his 4th defense over Billy Shaw, the record for most defenses as United States Champion. Wasn't able to celebrate for very long after Knox got on the microphone and decided to rub it in the faces of the CM Universe and then apply censorship to Shaw after the match had already ended. It would be MLP Michael Lee Pratt, after 5 months on the shelf, returning to the flagship show and driving Knox off. It seems like Pratt has his sights set on Knox to be the man to take that title off of him. The former Alpha World Champion would certainly be Knox's biggest challenge to date. But this Sunday at Final Stand, Knox is looking to become a double champion. Interesting to note that last week in that 8-man tag team matchup, it was actually Alistair Knox who tapped out Matt Devious to win it for his team. Wouldn't exactly label Knox as a team player, but if it protects his winning streak, it's incredible to fathom that in a year, Alistair Knox has only been beaten twice. Here comes his partner, the record-setting 3-time light heavyweight champion, King of the Ring. A man scorned, betrayed, and a man who this month, despite what's going on with he and Devious, has been doing particularly well, knocking off world champion Harvey Hastings non-title inside of a steel cage 2 weeks ago. Andrew Briggs, earlier this year, broke that glass ceiling, came so close to becoming world champion, of course, when he challenged Hayden, and things obviously not going his way this Sunday, though. He has another shot at the A-lister. Championship may not be on the line, but it's that chance for Andrew Briggs to prove that he can be the face of Monday Night Fusion. Gonna have to get this stuff with Matt Devious out of the way first, though, and look at this. Harvey Hastings with a strong start against the United States champion Alistair Knox. This is quite honestly a singles matchup I would love to see. Harvey Hastings is a former 2-time United States champion with that world championship now to his name, though. The United States title, the furthest thing from his mind. This could very well be our, if a lot of things line up, our main event this Sunday at Final Stand. And I do not doubt for a second that Alistair Knox can make it through the Deadly Games. Here's the thing, though. I'm not going to say that Alistair Knox relies on his censorship submission hold, but in the Deadly Games, we touched on earlier, you could get last man standing, you could get a ladder match, it could be, pinfall only, an over-the-top rope challenge. Literally any match you can even think of could happen. So very well, we could see Alistair Knox stripped of his censorship. He won't be able to use it depending on what matches he gets. So he could be hindered. And that goes for everybody who has a submission in the Deadly Games. Perry Heenan, Matt Devious even. Alistair Knox would definitely be wise to watch himself around Hastings, though, who has been known to tap folks out on occasion and won the world title by forcing Chris Diamond to submit back at Homecoming 3 with the Anaconda Vice of his. Now Andrew Briggs tagged in, and Harvey Hastings would love to go 2-1 over the King of the Ring, but doesn't stay in for very long. Instead tags to Matt Devious, and the hero killer, like a lion having his eyes on a gazelle. A kick to the lower back of his former best friend. This is the first time these two have got their hands on each other since what Matt Devious did to Briggs 2 months ago, cracking him over the skull with a steel chair. Blows a kiss very cheekily to the CM Universe. What? I believe he intended for that to be a blockbuster. It didn't exactly pan out that way, but he still took Briggs down. Nice new digs on Andrew here, by the way. Fancy clothing, though. Ain't going to win Andrew Briggs this matchup. It is going to be it's not going to be a matchup, guys. It's not going to be a technical masterclass. We're not going to get collar and elbow, you know, tie-ups and rest holds at Ascendant 6. These two are going to beat the hell out of each other. Right now, it looks as if Andrew Briggs is going to try to walk Matt Devious over to the corner and make a tag to Alistair Knox. Instead, gets a high kick. Matt Devious, truly in his time off, a couple of months away from CMV, became a better competitor. Got absolutely jacked. And if you ask me, as dangerous as ever, Knox now legal man once again, and just unloading on Devious. That was a beautiful combination. And now a kick to the shoulder. Stop to the lower spot. Devious is, oh my God, another kick to the shoulder, another stop. Educated feet of Alistair Knox being put to good use. There's a reason, if you didn't know, that Alistair Knox has only lost twice in a year and has solidified himself statistically as the greatest United States champion of all time. Face first off the top turnbuckle, and Devious looks to make a tag to world champion Harvey Hastings. He does. Snapmare now, and the assassin with a kick. On the rebound, Knox looks for a hot tag to Andrew Briggs, who's waiting for it. Look at Harvey almost salivating at the mouth. And there's the headshot, which usually plays as a prelude to the Blitzkrieg. Maybe Devious going to try to tap out Alistair Knox and send a message. Instead goes for a pin off just that. Don't know that it'll be enough. It's not. Can't even get a 2 count out of it. Out to this top rope, and Harvey with Blitzkrieg, it connects. The world champion will he become the 3rd man ever to pin and defeat Alistair Knox. Yes, he will! Alistair! Wow, that came out of nowhere. In the blink of an eye, Harvey Hastings. What the fuck? Harvey Hastings just became the 3rd man ever to pin Alistair Knox. What the fuck? I was checking chat for 1 second. I look back, Harvey off that. What the hell? A lot of things running through my mind as to what we just saw. First of all, Harvey Hastings becoming only the 3rd man ever to pin Alistair Knox. Second of all, what the hell? Well, here's what did it. Blitzkrieg, and Briggs didn't even get in the ring and try to break it up. I don't think he thought that was going to be it. But the world champion. Wow. Well, Briggs did try to come in and break it up. Then he just stood there. Well, that camera angle told a different story. This match would probably still be going on, but Briggs didn't break up the pin. Maybe, you know what? I think he saw Devious and just instantly was taken over with rage. Briggs had the intention of getting in the ring to break up that pin, but as soon as he saw his former best friend, it was game over. Wow. Harvey Hastings and Matt Devious knocking off Alistair Knox and Andrew Briggs in our main event. Incredible. Incredible. Well, certainly that is going to be tough for Knox. Sunday, he gets a chance to come go and have that opportunity, guys, and it is the first and the last stop for the boys of Fusion before the grandest stage of them all, Ascended 6, which of course just 6 weeks away, but most definitely Matt Devious and Andrew Briggs. You could just feel the animosity between them during that matchup, and quite honestly, I think the hatred that Andrew Briggs has for Devious was the deciding factor in that matchup. Briggs, we saw that replay, could have very easily made the save, but as soon as he saw Devious, it's like he snapped. And, well, Andrew Briggs certainly has a lot on his plate, but this Sunday at Final Stand, he goes one-on-one with Hayden in a highly anticipated matchup. Somehow, some way, he's going to have to try to be focused on that. If I was in his shoes, I would not be able to. I wouldn't even be able to get in the same arena as Matt Devious, but only time will tell. We got any news? I don't think we would. Josh Wolf apparently suffered a minor injury during pay-per-view. Was that from cause and effect? I don't remember seeing that. Interesting. We did have a tweet before we sign off from Harvey Hastings. He says, "This is the greatest United States champion of all time. Pathetic. You are not worthy." Strong words by Harvey Hastings. We'll see if he can back it up this Sunday. His first defense, he's got the advantage. He'll be nice and fresh. I don't know, though. We'll have to wait and see. The Deadly Games, guys, you're not going to want to miss it. As always, if you like what you saw and you want to see more, make sure you do drop a follow so that you know when I go live. All the past episodes are on my YouTube channel, linked on my Twitch info page. Exclamation point join will give you a link to our website, cmvwrestling.com. If you want to join, you are more than welcome. Head on over there to do so. Exclamation point Twitter, exclamation point Discord will give you a link to our social medias. Let's get social. And I will see you guys this Thursday for GW. If not then I guess I'll catch you some other time, all right? See ya.